Okay, this is the flour that we're using, and we're making ugali. I think you just start kind of like pouring it in there. And then you start stirring it. Make sure that you just go like this. Just make sure that it gets hard eventually. You actually do want to make sure that it doesn't have those, what do you call those things, lumps. You're going to squish all that stuff out. So you just squish it against the saucepan. And then, as time goes by, you'll have to make sure that you keep adding more flour. Ugali malumu. It's kind of a lot of work, if you have to ask me, but it goes pretty quickly. Yeah, you just kind of just keep wrangling around with it. Just wrangling it around. Just gotta be a good wrangler. That's about all you need to do. And then now you start shaping it, getting it ready so that it can just cook. This is the easy part. This is now you start shaping it. And now you reduce the fire because you want it to cook slowly. This is a good part. This is the easy part. Just get it all out. Just kind of like do that, and then you just start shaping it up. Just make sure that all this stuff that's burning on your stove is gone. Yeah. It's okay.
It's the easiest recipe in the entire world.
I know.
And people are trying to say it was hard.
It is hard. Wrangling. You gotta be strong. Here's where the expertise comes. So you wanna grab it and then throw it back in there. That wasn't perfect, but that's how you do it. And then you just keep shaping it like a little mountain. I think I've made ugali maybe once or twice in my whole entire life. This would have been maybe the third or the fourth time. So this is called ugali. The spelling is Ugali. It's in Africa, where I'm from. There's a lot of this kind of food. You know, where it's just like maize or flour, and it's just all pounded in. But I'm sure the maize meal, I'm sure it tastes different. I've not actually made it with this flour, but I'm sure it tastes different from what I taste at home. I can already tell just by licking. Shape it again like a mountain. Little mountain. And then you just kind of just let it cook. Get all this stuff so it's not smoking. Reduce the fire to 2. I don't know, I might have to go to the farm and get the real maize, the real white corn. I mean, this
I
is...
think that's what we've had at her house.
Yeah.
So I did that pantry.
Yeah, I think,
uses the
yeah,
same
she did say. Well, it's beginning to look like it, but it's getting burnt. Can I get a spoon? Remove all these burn marks. Get that out. Get all that stuff out. Yeah, it's getting burned. I think for people who like eating raw flour, this might be a good something that they might like. I don't know.
I just need salt.
Yeah, and don't add salt, no sugar. That's not how it's made. Unless you want to come up with a new recipe. So just in case you just feel like it's just water and flour or maize corn. If you just feel like it's just water and you need to add something to it, don't do it. Because I don't even know how it's gonna taste, because really, to tell you the truth, we've never done it, or we've never eaten it with or made it with salt or sugar. I think this could come close to something like grits. That's probably what it would most likely taste like.
It's only cooked 2 to 3 minutes.
Been doing it for longer than that. But I'm doing it the way we do it. Oh, we used to do it. We used to cook it until it's just all nicely cooked.
So it's 1 cup maize meal to 2 cups water.
Oh yeah, I just winged it.
How am I gonna know how to make it?
Okay. It looks kind of ready, but I don't think so. It feels too soft to be ready right now. So, one more flip. Some more scraping of this burnt stuff. And then I think after that we'll be done. Normally it shouldn't have this scraping stuff, because the pots and pans that we use back in Kenya, they kind of thick and they don't allow or don't burn the stuff too much. Like this one is a very soft, thin saucepan, and definitely, as you can see, it's shaping up, and I think it's beginning to actually taste like I think it should be tasting. That means that it's all getting cooked up nicely. You see when you block all this down here, that steam that is building down there, it heats up the ugali, and then it cooks it on the inside. Now, I've not seen anybody using a spoon, but I'm using it. It's because I want to get it nice and tucked in there nicely, so that we can create some vacuum, so that we can create some, what do you call it? We can create some steam coming up. Oh yeah, it's beginning to taste exactly like it should have. It's getting hard, and it's getting good, and it's looking good too. Now we're gonna let it sit in here. We have it turned to 1, and the setting for the. And normally when you eat this stuff, you eat it with greens, like either collard greens or spinach.
And stew.
It's usually collard greens. Yeah, you can eat it with stew as well. But in Africa, we just eat it with collard greens and veggies, which it's up to you how you want to eat it. Just eat with something, some stew that always is well spiced. Because this has really no taste, but it's just the texture as you eat it with the greens. It tastes so good, it goes down so well. Okay, so now I think this looks ready. We're gonna now put it on a plate, and then we're gonna try and eat it. So what you do is you put it like that, and then you just turn it around, and that's what it looks like. Then once it's all done, you just cut it like the way you cut cake. And you just get what you're gonna eat. If you're not gonna eat the whole thing, you don't want to cut it all up because you want to keep it together. So you take that piece, and so once you have your ugali, you're gonna look for your greens that you pre-made somewhere. You're gonna look something like this. These are American greens with spinach and mushrooms and some beef. You want to heat that first, and then you just take that and throw it in the microwave. And here's a Mzungu eating ugali, and there she goes. And she's a happy camper.